Let's dive right into it. Meta's been riding high, 20 straight days of gains, but now, boom, their stock takes a dive. The culprit? Manus, this sleek new AI assistant from a Chinese startup. Honestly, it's fascinating to see how fast these disruptors can shake things up. I mean, it kind of shows how even a giant like Meta isn't immune to the pressure of fresh competition. And speaking of stock tumbles, Apple's facing its own headache. They delayed the Siri AI upgrade, something that was supposed to launch next month, but now? Well, we might not see it until next year. And yeah, investors aren't thrilled. It brings up an interesting question, though. Like, how much does staying on the cutting edge of AI really impact a brand's perception, not to mention their bottom line? But here's the flip side. Andreessen Horowitz's latest report shows just how explosive growth is in the AI consumer app space. 17 new companies made it to the top rankings this time. That's wild, right? It kind of makes you wonder what sectors are fueling this boom: gaming, healthcare, personal productivity. And more than that, what does this mean for early-stage investors trying to catch the next wave in AI innovation? All right, so let's talk about this voicemail fiasco with Apple's AI dictation. Imagine being this elderly Scottish woman, right? You get a voicemail from a loved one, and bam, suddenly there are profanities and vulgar stuff in the transcript. I mean, how does that even happen? Apparently, it's this combo of her accent, background noise, and bad scripting. Whatever it was, it's a pretty big deal because it highlights how these errors can really shake people's trust in AI tech. But here's the bigger picture. Accuracy isn't just about tech. It's about respect, right? If software like this isn't built to handle diverse accents or noisy settings, then who's it really serving? And it's not just Apple, by the way. This is a challenge every AI platform faces. It's like, we keep saying AI is smart, but it's got to get better at reading the room, literally and figuratively. And speaking of reading the room, can we just take a second to look at the US job market? It's giving major dot-com bubble vibes. Wages are up, unemployment's low. It sounds great, but behind the scenes, economists are side-eyeing this AI investment surge. Like, are we setting ourselves up for another market bust? When you've got companies pouring billions into what they hope is the next big thing, things can go south fast if the promise doesn't meet reality. It kind of reminds me, oh, this is embarrassing, of how my phone's assistant once misunderstood me and ordered 10 pizzas instead of setting a timer. 10 pizzas. And sure, that's small potatoes compared to, major economic fallout, but it's all connected. Whether it's a personal assistant or automation in hiring, the gaps in AI's understanding can have costs, big or small. It's like we're trusting these systems, but they're still, kind of guessing. All right, let's zoom out for a bit and look at the big picture. Policies and innovations shaping AI worldwide. Starting with the UK's copyright reforms. The idea here is tech companies can use copyrighted material unless the owner opts out, which, honestly, feels kind of bold, right? But the UK's government is saying, hey, don't worry, it's all compliant with international law. So it seems like they're trying to pitch the UK as the new hotspot for AI innovation. Smart move? Maybe. But it does bring up questions about how creators feel about their work being used without explicit permission. Then there's the AI Action Summit in Paris. Get this, leaders from 58 countries signed this joint declaration focused on sustainable, inclusive AI. It's great to see, but you gotta wonder, how do you enforce something like that? I mean, AI development usually moves faster than regulations can keep up. Still, the global effort is a step forward, and it shows that, hey, at least we're trying to coordinate, Now on to the tech-heavy hitters, xAI's Grok 3 and OpenAI's upcoming GPT-5. So Grok 3, coming from Elon Musk's camp, supposedly outperforms other models on things like mathematical reasoning and science problems. And it's like, okay, sure, but how accessible is this kind of tech going to be for the everyday user? On the other hand, OpenAI's GPT-5 might unify their model lines, which could be huge. Imagine not having to pick between types of AI, just one versatile system doing it all. But at the same time, massive power in fewer hands raises, major ethical red flags. It's one of those just because we can, should we kind of deals. Honestly, it's exciting and a little overwhelming, right? From policies to innovation, AI is moving at this breakneck pace, and it's reshaping so many aspects of life. But whether it's copyright laws or groundbreaking models, we've got to keep asking tough questions, like who really benefits? How do we make sure this stuff isn't just cutting edge, but also ethically sound? And on that note, folks, that's all for today. Thanks for tuning in, And as always, the future isn't coming, it's already here. Let's figure out what that means together next time.